Hi there, welcome to Celebrate Creating with Catherine. Today we are going to make a trivet. What is a trivet? You put this on your table and you put your hot serving dishes on this so you don't ruin your table. And this trivet is made out of corks. So what you're going to need, corks. I surround mine with wire, so if you want to put a wire around this, which I think just looks cool, and I like the extra support of this being surrounded by wire. Wire cutters. Tacky glue is so tacky, but it really works, and it dries clear, so glue, and you might want a X-Acto blade. I'll show you why in a little bit, and we are ready to roll. But first, I want to say I've been collecting corks. I don't really drink, but my husband likes wine, and our friends do, so I asked them to collect corks for me, and they did, which is awesome. And what I did with my corks before I started to put this together was put them in a sink of water with a little bit of bleach for about a half hour, and then I just laid them out, rinsed them with soapy water, and then just laid them out to dry. The reason I did that, it fades out a lot of the wine stain, and I just like that better. So you don't have to do that, but I did. So let's get started making our trivet. Okay, once again, a bit of a challenge with the camera angle here, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. First, I'm going to show you one that I already made. Now you see the way I just put two together side by side and glued them. And then this other one I've started just straight right there. So let me show you one thing, tell you one thing I did. You notice with the corks that one end is going to be just slightly smaller because that end is going into the wine bottle. So I found myself alternating a thicker end to a thinner end, a thicker to a thinner, so that it squares it up a little bit more. And what I did with this one is I did one row. First I laid it all out and got it the way I wanted. Then I glued one row, and then I glued the second row separate, and then I glued the end parts and put them together. It seems to be easier, and then pressing it down, making sure it's flat, and sort of adjusting the corks to be as even as you can. So I'm going to show you, I laid out part of a trivet here. And so, once again, trying to alternate thick and thin ends to make a little more square. Now my glue, which I should have poured before we started, as it stuck. All right. Okay, got it. I don't want to waste it, so I'm just putting a little here on a piece of cardboard, and I'm going to dip a toothpick in. All right, so I'm going to take my first, actually the first two I have going here, and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right here. Keeping in mind, you don't want to overdo it, but it does dry clear. I am putting a thicker end towards the thinner end, and just going to let that sit right there. And then I'm going to do the next one. Again, a thicker end towards the thinner because I want us to be as square as possible. And let's do, if you guys can even see this, try one more. Not a ton of glue, but enough to do the job. This is so easy. Now I have a nice, pretty squared off straight line right here. Let me see. You can see that. And I had two positioned at the end right there. You see this? I am just not certain if you're seeing this. I'm going to move that over. So I'm going to take these two here. I'm just going to put a little glue on the side. Right at the end here. Little glue. Right at the end. So now, what I'm doing, and I'll just move these out of the way. I am pressing these two together. Guess who forgot to put some on the end? I did. Whoopsie! Taking it off. You definitely want it on the end. Alright, and back. Ends pressed. These four pressed to these two and pressed to each other. Alrighty. That's good. Now I had two more thin ones here. And I'm going to go like so. So let's glue those. And this time I will remember to put a little on the end, because you want every surface to have some glue. And some on this. Now, you know, you can be as picky as you want. You might want all the names facing up, all the names of the wineries not facing up. Doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do here. Alright, so you get the idea. All surfaces are glued. And then you're going to do your whole trivet, and you're going to let it dry completely. Okay, so the next step, now this one was just done straight. So if you don't want to get complicated and you know, find any kind of design, you can just do them straight, like I said, trying to alternate thick and thin ends to square it up. So this one's squared, dried, ready to roll. And you really can't even see any glue. I didn't have to clean it up or anything. But what I want to do, because I'm going to be putting this wire around it, I'm going to put a tiny notch on the corner of each cork, so that my wire just sits in there. Now I probably could have done that before I started it. Actually, I think I'm going to put it on the cutting board. Yes, so I don't like bend it and mess this up. Alright, just a tiny little notch right there. A tiny little notch right in the corner, the outer corner. Just enough for the wire to kind of catch. Can you see that right there? You don't have to, but I kind of liked the idea, not just about how the wire looks, but knowing, you know, it's a little more secure. Okay, so I got one more little corner to do. I don't know if I did them even. I don't know if it matters, but we're about to find out. As always. Alright, so I got 4 little notches. I'm going to fix this one a little bit better. Alright. If I could dry over here. And I'll take my wire. And make it long enough to go around and twist. Let's see what we got. A little extra there. And I want it to fit tight, which may take a few minutes to do here. First, this actually feels a little bit heavier than the last batch of wire I got. Let's just get it here and cut it. Okay. I'm going to bend that in as close as I can. I went back and decided to notch my corners a little bit deeper and a little bit wider, kind of like a little V notch all around. And it definitely made the difference. I was having trouble getting the wire on. I'm like, what is going on here? So you can see now we got it. It's a little bit, you got to play and push a lot on that wire to get it kind of tight. Alright, so here we are. All I've done is twist it. And one more little twist here. I'm going to cut the end. And I'm just going to turn it under so that nobody's poked with wire. If I can get a hold of it. You know, and you don't have to do this, but I really like the look of the wire. Got a little bit bigger knot than I planned. Tuck in, tuck. You can do it. Come on, baby. Now, why does the one on camera have to be the one that's giving me trouble when the one I did not on camera was just fine? What's up with that? Alright, so I don't like that knot. Come on. Of course, you know, if you watch this channel, you know, I'm pretty much experimenting as I go here. So, it's the real deal. Alright, I still want that turned in a little bit more. You can do this, wire. Have confidence. There we go. Nice little knot. And there it is. Whew. Whew. We did it. Again, the other one. Could do any pattern you want. I had a wee bit of trouble with my project today, but we got through it. Keeping it real. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.